I will set aside $11 billion for a COVID-19 resilience package. This package will have three prongs. First, to address our immediate needs to safeguard public health and reopen safely. Second, to support workers and businesses where needed. Third, to target support for sectors that are still under stress. Altogether, I'll be dedicating $4.8 billion of the COVID-19 resilience package towards public health and safe reopening measures. To preserve core capabilities and Singapore's strong position built up over the years, I'll provide targeted support and extend cost relief for the aviation sector. This will cost the government $870 million this year. In our land transport sector, taxi and private car hire drivers have been hard hit by the pandemic and will continue to need support in 2021. They will be supported by the COVID-19 Driver Relief Fund, which we announced previously. I've set aside $133 million for this fund. Over the next 3 years, I will allocate $24 billion to enable our firms and workers to emerge stronger. The efforts will span several years, but it is crucial that we start today. To enable our people to take on these new jobs, I will allocate an additional $5.4 billion to a second tranche of the Jobs and Skills package, on top of the $3 billion allocated last year. We'll enhance the salary of our nurses and other healthcare workers, such as support care staff. This will apply to workers across public healthcare institutions and publicly funded community hospitals and long-term care service providers. I will provide further help to support wage increments for companies to retain or draw in locals by extending the wage credit scheme for a year at a co-funding level of 15%. All Singaporeans who are eligible for GST Voucher cash will receive an additional one-off GST Voucher cash special payment of $200. This is on top of the regular GST Voucher cash payment. I also provide a GST Voucher U-Save special payment to eligible HDB households, amounting to an additional 50% U-Save rebate over 1 year. Each household will receive additional utilities rebates of between $120 and $200 this year. Second, I will also extend the service and conservancy charges rebate for all eligible HDB households for another year. Third, for families with Singaporean children below the age of 21, I'll provide an additional top-up of $200 per child through the Child Development Account, EduSave account, or post-secondary education account to further support parents as they invest in their children's future. I'll partner the Community Development Councils, or CDCs, to give all Singaporean households $100 worth of CDC vouchers per household to be used at participating heartland shops and hawker centres. To support more companies to move earlier to raise their retirement and re-employment ages, I will increase the budget allocation for the Senior Worker Early Adopter Grants and Part-Time Re-employment Grants by over $200 million. To provide holistic support to more families, I will provide resources for MSF to expand Comlink significantly to a nationwide program to eventually cover 14,000 families with children over the next 2 years. I will extend the 250% tax deduction for donations to IPCs for another 2 years until the end of 2023. We aim to deploy 60,000 charging points at public car parks and private premises by 2030. To further encourage the early adoption of electric vehicles, we will narrow the cost differential between electric cars and internal combustion engine cars or ICE cars. I will lower the additional registration fee floor to $0 for electric cars from January 2022 to December 2023. To build on the momentum, I will raise petrol duty rates. For premium petrol, the duty will be raised by 15 cents per litre. For intermediate petrol, the duty will be raised by 10 cents per litre. To ease the transition for Singaporeans, especially for those who rely on their vehicles for their livelihood, I will provide this support. For motorcycles using petrol, I will provide a 60% road tax rebate to all motorcycles for 1 year. In addition, individual owners of smaller motorcycles up to 400cc will receive $50 or $80 in cash, depending on engine capacity. For active taxi and private car hire drivers using petrol and petrol hybrid vehicles, I will provide a petrol duty rebate of $360, given out over 4 months. The government will take the lead by issuing green bonds on select public infrastructure projects. The issuance will serve as a reference for the Singapore dollar corporate green bond market, including the standards and framework applied and yields achieved. The total expected draw on past reserves over FY2020 and FY2021 will be up to $53.7 billion. As announced in the Unity Budget in February 2020, in view of economic conditions then, the GST rate increase would not take effect in 2021. This remains our plan. However, we will not be able to put off the increase for too long. We have to make the move sometime during 2022 to 2025, and sooner rather than later, subject to the economic outlook. I will hence extend GST to imported low-value goods with effect from 1st January 2023. This change, together with the change announced in Budget 2018, will ensure a level playing field for our local businesses to compete effectively. For FY2020, we expect an overall budget deficit of $64.9 billion, or 13.9% of GDP. This is the largest budget deficit since our nation's independence. For FY2021, our budget position remains expansionary as we continue to tide Singaporeans and our businesses over this crisis with the COVID-19 resilience package. I've also explained our plans to emerge stronger by pressing on with economic and workforce transformation, strengthening our social compact, and building a sustainable future for all. These measures will impart a considerable fiscal boost to the economy, and we expect an overall deficit of $11 billion, or 2.2% of GDP. Let us strive to emerge stronger together as a united and shining red dot trusted by all. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move.